Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Monday, July 22nd. A lot going on the impact map. Widespread lightning across much of the Great Basin except for far eastern areas. For a change, drier lightning in our far western peripheries up in Idaho. We'll be watching that. We have issued high risk for lightning. Weather Service has issued red flags for lightning as well. Further south, there'll be more of a mix of wet and dry storms. You'll also see the purple where ridging is building in and record heat and dryness also pushing in. And these thunderstorms will be with us scattered about the area Tuesday and Wednesday. Maybe some drier lightning again up in Idaho. We'll be monitoring that. Also notice the winds increasing in far northwest Nevada Wednesday afternoon. That'll be a precursor for some windy conditions up north, probably on Thursday, and that'll be following some lightning, something we'll be monitoring. Lightning in the past 24 hours, mostly in the west and in the south, as you can see here. And there were some wetter amounts, as you can see here on the left on the precipitation map, so a mix of wet and dry. New fire starts in the red, existing fires in the yellow. We had 9 new fires for about 506 acres. Looking at the precipitation of the past 7 days, it has been bone dry up north in Idaho for the most part, and even across western areas. It's only in southwest Utah, parts of the Arizona Strip, where we had this green area, which is roughly a ½ inch of rainfall, so some pockets a bit further north. The evaporative demand drought index, or the flash drought index, shows pretty intense drying over the last 7 to 10 days up in the central Idaho mountains, also a bit in Nevada, also moistening further south. ERC maps kind of reflect that. We see some more moist readings across central Idaho mountains and parts of the mountains of southern Utah. But you see how much the ERCs have gone up into that 97th percentile up north. Also some dry conditions further in northwest Nevada and far northern Utah. 100-hour fuels basically mostly in this gold mid to upper single digit area. And for today, we'll start on the right with high risk for lightning across portions of our Idaho mountains and also surrounding areas. Kind of innocuous here, but you see these little green blips here. First of all, any area here in the black, the moisture is marginal, just enough for thunderstorms, but probably not enough for widespread wetting rains. That's the big concern. There'll be some dry area pushing in behind it. There could be some thunderstorms in the Oahes as well, but for the most part, most of southwest Idaho will be mostly isolated. Winds fairly light except the outflow boundaries, which will be gusty briefly with the thunderstorms. Humidity with the cloud cover in some of those areas, not very dry, but a lot of teens to near 20%. And on the left, this is where the moisture precipitation will be, and a bit more wetter across Nevada, but a bit more drier. And you see these streaky patterns. That's a dry lightning signature. That means the cells have a little bit of movement. Even if they lay down a narrow corridor of rain, there'll be some isolated drier strikes in between. On Tuesday, map stays the same, high pressure centered across Nevada. There'll be some isolated scattered thunderstorms in this entire area in the black, and maybe even wetter storms in those green areas. We haven't issued high risk for tomorrow. Winds overall fairly light. The humidity, again, similar story. As we get into Wednesday, we haven't reintroduced high risk for lightning again, moving into some of our western peripheries. Kind of hard to see here, but in this area in the black, and this little strip here indicates a weak disturbance. We could see lightning breaking out here once again, maybe even into the central Idaho mountains. We'll have to monitor that. Otherwise, some areas in the east drying out. And then we have our humidity, we have our winds. Notice the increasing larger scale wind field across parts of Oregon into northwest Nevada. It's going to put, and even up into parts of Idaho. We'll have to watch that following the lightning. 3-day precipitation totals shown here. Now, as we go into Thursday, drier air and also windy. Notice the wind barbs, 40, 45 mile-an-hour ridgetop type winds pushing in behind the lightning. We haven't issued high risk yet, but we normally wait when it's 4 or 5 days out, but we may have to do this later on this week. And those windy conditions and that punch of drier air and that tannish shade will continue Friday for a lot of areas, and even into Saturday there'll be a low pressure area over Montana, maybe even triggering some isolated lightning further down the road, and just regular dry and seasonably warm weather. Continuing dry air mass overspreads the entire geographic area. 7-day precipitation totals shown here. Some wetness in the far south and also in central Nevada. The deep monsoon stays to our south. And the 8 to 14 day shows the monsoon not coming back anytime soon. Drier than normal, also hotter than normal. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.